So I just bought a cinema camera and I found footage from the TV show Kindred Spirits on one of the little CF cards. And it's like the footage that's not like the TV portion when they're on site, but like the interview clips when they're like, you know, talking in between the scenes. And it's like the main two hosts. I've never watched the show. I don't know anything about it. But I had misplaced this CF card. When I bought this thing, it had come with all of these CF cards. So these CF cards have an email address and a phone number on them. But also, CF cards are really expensive. So I don't know if I'm going to email them or not. But anyway, I kind of almost have this habit of finding lost footage in media. So back at the beginning of 2020, I bought this little point and shoot camera. It came with, had an SD card in it, and I was like, yeah, that's normal. It had photos of an older guy. And then there was like photos of a funeral, photos of a dog, not photos of the actual funerals, like outside of the funeral, photos of a dog, photos of him with like bruising on his chest. And I was like, this is kind of weird. And then there was his name in one of the pouches. And I was like, you know what? I should try to get at least the SD cards back to this guy. And it turns out he had passed away. So I found where his like last house was. And, you know, he still had family that lived there. So I went by with my son, who was really little at the time. So I didn't look threatening because I am really aware of what I look like, okay? So I brought my son with me. We pulled up in a minivan. I knocked on the door. It took 2 trips, but the second trip, this person answered the door and I was like, hey, I have SD cards that I found in a camera I bought from the thrift store. And they're like, yeah, we donated the camera, but we didn't realize that there were SD cards in there. I was like, well, you can have them. I just felt like I needed to get them back to the house. And then last week I bought 2 more older digicams from the thrift store because, you know, I like them. I bought these 2 little things and they both had SD cards in them. And it turns out that the guy that owned them had a Dodge Omni. And I like Dodge Omnis. I got 2 of them. And the guy went to a car meet called the Shelby Dodge Auto Club car meet number 20, which happened back in 2010. One of these cameras is dated to 2010. The other one's a little bit older. The older one's actually a little bit nicer to me. Anyway, that's a different thing I'm going to talk about later. But anyway, I keep finding footage and pictures and stuff, and I don't know why it is, but I read a Stephen King short story years ago about this guy, and Stephen King still writes books like a cokehead to me. So anyway, this guy had survived 9/11, and he kept finding stuff at his house. Oh, this was, you know, Jim's, or, you know, like this was so-and-so's, and spoiler alert, he tried to throw it away and it wouldn't go away. So he had to find these people's houses and get it back to them. And it was almost like a survivor's guilt type of story. And so whenever I find, you know, SD cards or footage or books, because I bought a full-size van once that had an old Bible in it with somebody's name written in it. And I was like, I should probably get this back to them. That's why I have this like push to just, you know, like, I know you don't want this anymore, but I need to get this back to you because it's not mine and I don't want it. But with this footage that I found, thank God it's not anything scary because I don't want to talk to the FBI again. Anyway, this footage, I'm probably just going to nuke it because I'm sure that they have backups and that they're smart with their data storage. And it, like the episode's already aired, so they don't need this anymore. I'm gonna check the back of. I should probably check the rest of these. I should probably. I'm gonna email them about this. I feel guilty having it. I don't think they need it, and I'm not gonna do anything with it. But it was just really, of all the things I could have found, that was the funniest thing. Well, it's not the funniest thing I could have found, but it was like interesting in a way. Like I didn't find, you know, something scary. I didn't find family photos, and I didn't find a cool movie. I found a paranormal TV show from the Travel Channel. So that's neat. Yeah, I'm gonna email them because I don't think they need this, but I would. They would probably want it. I might make them buy me like storage or something in exchange for it. But yeah, that's it.